The split between William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua seems to be dividing the mountain leaders, with a whopping majority of the mountain leaders embracing William Ruto as they shun Rigathi Gachagua. And the alleged impeachment against Rigathi is also being pushed by mountain leaders with the blessings of some top government officials from the mountain. So as things are, William Ruto is succeeding in denying Rigathi Gachagua the majority of the elected leaders on the mountain. And that's something that should worry Rigathi Gachagua, because he'll need these leaders to do his bidding on the ground if at all he intends to be the region's political supremum. On Sunday, Rigathi Gachagua was in Nyandarua County, and the People Daily has captured very interesting events that happened there. Gachagua unity effort suffers blow as MPs skip tour. Thursday, August 1st, 2024. Residents of Kinangop in Nyandarua County have expressed doubts regarding efforts by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua pictured to unite Mount Kenya people after local MPs kept off his tour of the area on Sunday. Only the Senator John Medhu, Governor Moses Kerie Badilisha, and a host of MCs accompanied the DP during the church service at Karoroha Catholic Church. MPs Faith Gitau, Women Representative David Keraho, Olkalau, George Gachagua, Ndaragwa, Michael Mushira, Oljororok, Kwenya Thuku, Kinangop, and Wanjiku Muhia Kipipiri were conspicuously absent during the DP's visit. Non-local leaders who accompanied the DP were Naivasha MP Jane Kihara and Senator Karungo Wathangwa, Kiambu Senator. So all MPs from Nyandarua County skipped Rigathi's event. After the church service, the DP addressed a big crowd in Engineer Town and launched a scathing attack on the Nyandarua women rep for sitting where plans to fight us are being hatched. Let me warn her and others who sit where the plans to fight us are being drawn that they should listen to what the ground is saying, said the DP. The attack on Gitau angered locals led by former leader of majority of the Nyandarua County Assembly, Edinald Kingori, who warned Gachagua that attacking other leaders will be counterproductive in his bid to unite Mount Kenya region. Leadership mantle: for him to unite the people of Mount Kenya, he has to reach out to both friends and foes, including Uhuru Kenyatta, who still holds the Mount Kenya community leadership mantle. Kingori, who spoke to the media after the DP's visit, said, Kingori said majority of residents felt that the numerous visits to Nyandarua by President William Ruto and his deputy in the last 2 years does not reflect on the economic and infrastructure development of the county. It seems these visits are meant to use Nyandarua people as political pawns, he said. Similar stance was expressed by a youth leader in North Kinangop Ward, Paul Kinyagia, who said, during one of the visits, the president promised that a road connecting Nyandarua to Nyeri will be completed in 10 months, but instead the contractor left site as soon as the head of state left. Cautioning local leaders not to allow themselves to be divided, Kinyagia hit at the DP for attacking the county woman rep, whom he said is the Nyandarua people's link to the president. Local leaders: a businesswoman in Engineer Town, Wanjiru Macharia, who is also the UDA party coordinator in Engineer Ward, cautioned the DP that his attacks on local leaders whenever he visits Nyandarua was not auguring well with the people. She reminded the DP that Gitau has stood with the UDA party in Nyandarua through thick and thin, where no one else could dare. She said attacking the woman rep only causes more division among Mount Kenya people. Thus, the story is captured by People Daily. So, Rigathi was in Nyandarua on Sunday, where all MPs in Nyandarua skipped his function, only for the governor and the senator and some MCs. That seems to have angered Rigathi Gachagua, who started attacking the leaders and more so the woman representative. And Rigathi warned that the woman representative is in that team that is planning evil against the mountain people. And the evil now we understand is the impeachment against Rigathi Gachagua. And we are also getting those divergent opinions from the locals there. It appears that locals now understand very well that these politicians are just using them for political gains. In the last 2 years, Rigathi and William Ruto have been working together, giving promises to the mountain, promises that have not been fulfilled. And some residents are also highlighting on those. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand what that latest political development means and portends for Ruto, Rigathi, and the mountain. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's continue. Yes, what's happening here? For so many years, the mountain has been voting out of emotions and out of hate for other leaders. And their punching bag has always been Raila Odinga and the Luo community. So they've been voting out of emotions and out of hate. It appears that's not changing anytime soon because Rigathi Gachagua has already started whipping emotions on the mountain. And I won't be wrong to say some mountain individuals, maybe if not a majority, will most definitely buy into regard these sentiments, emotional sentiments. He's now talking of some leaders from the mountain planning against him, being in that team, planning against him. So we might find the mountain again, come the next election, they'll vote out of emotions to punish some other leaders. That's something coming out very clearly. And for the mountain to get it right, they must change on how they elect their leaders. They should stop voting out of emotions. They must now look at leaders for who those leaders are. In all these years, voting out of emotions and voting out of hate has never helped the mountain. It's high time they change their strategy and style of electing their leaders. And it's very clear, Rigathi is still stuck on the old politics of whipping emotions. Again, if you look at what happened on Sunday in Nyandarua, most leaders and most of the elected leaders prefer working with Ruto at the expense of Rigathi Gachagua. And some are even still evoking Uhuru Kenyatta's name, that Uhuru still holds the mantle of the mountain. The same leaders now invoking Uhuru Kenyatta's name rejected Uhuru Kenyatta. I strongly believe that Uhuru's silence is working against him on the mountain. Uhuru should come out and claim his rightful position on the mountain. He warned the mountain against voting for Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. The mountain went against that, voted for Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. It's high time Uhuru Kenyatta to come out to give his people direction. Failure to which I'm seeing the people will still get confused between Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. And it will be another disaster after the election. So, Uhuru Kenyatta, where you are, come out, give direction to your people once again. And I honestly believe that this time, maybe the people on the mountain might listen to Uhuru Kenyatta. It's very clear that William Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua, as much as they're really trying very desperately to get the mountain votes, they are still a sizable number or population on the mountain who don't trust this Ruto Rigathi axis. So Uhuru Kenyatta should come out to give direction. And again, if you look at that incident where all the elected leaders and all MPs skipped that event, that proves beyond any reasonable doubt that should an impeachment motion be pushed against Rigathi Gachagua, then that impeachment motion will easily sail through. In that the mountain that we expect can vote against that will obviously support that impeachment motion. And if you add the mountain and other Kenyans who are also against Rigathi Gachagua, then Rigathi will be impeached. If an impeachment motion is brought against Rigathi, Rigathi will go home very early in the morning. And any person still doubting that, please come out of that slumber. Rigathi will be impeached very early in the morning. The opposition leaders may be safe for wiper. All opposition MPs, in my honest opinion, will support Rigathi's impeachment. The mountain, most leaders will also support Rigathi's impeachment. And the impeachment will be brought by leaders from the mountain. So Rigathi's goose is cooked. One thing mountain should also know, they should not allow these leaders to use them for their own personal gains. In the past 2 years, where was Rigathi when the mountain was crying out for help? When the cost of living was going up, when it was tax each passing day, where was Rigathi Gachagua? When COVID sector were being destroyed by Kenya Kwanza, where was Rigathi Gachagua? Now that he's under siege, he's going back to the mountain, telling them that your son is under siege. What Rigathi is being a deputy president helping the mountain with? Is there any benefit the mountain gets by Rigathi Gachagua being a deputy president? It's very clear. The hustlers are still suffering, even with Rigathi Gachagua being the deputy president. So the mountain should not allow themselves to be used for political gains by these greedy politicians. They have to say no. They should demand development from the government. Not every now and then, your son is being fought. What are they gaining from their son being fought or not being fought? Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya for the first time, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.